To use the keyboard to move an on-screen object, we're going to have to set up a couple of conditional statements. So this video is just if you're using if the good guy character you're creating is not in a class, if he's just in draw. So I've made two variables, hx and hy, that are the x and y location of the hero. And I've just set them to 250 each so that he starts out in the middle of the screen. And then I've got my background, and then I've made just a little ellipse. Let's give him a color. And that's what we're going to be moving around the screen. So I'm going to start out with just using the ASDW keys, traditional gaming movement keys. So my first conditional statement is going to be if key equals equals, and then in single quotes for characters. So if key equals A, so if the key that is pressed is A, that means that I want the x value to decrease. I want him to move to the left, so I'm going to say hx equals hx minus 1. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of these keys, just changing which variable I'm moving in which direction. So if key equals D, so that would be for the character to move to the right, so that's hx equals hx plus 1, right movement. And actually we can test this right now without doing up and down, so if I play it, oops, I forgot a size, oh my goodness gracious. Ah, that's new. Size 500 by 500, so we can actually see our character. Let's try playing again. There we go. So now if I hit A, he's moving to the left, and D, he's moving to the right. Okay, so I'm going to continue on. Just to make it fast, I'm actually going to copy and paste. Change this to W. That will move him up. But instead of moving the HX, because that is the H location, I'm going to make it HY for the vertical location. And so taking 1 away would move it up, and then finally, if I make this hy and hy, so hy equals hy plus 1, that's of course if I hit S, then he'll move down. So now my character can move in all directions. So that's S, that's W, that's A, that's D. And so that's good for basic movement. A couple of other things you might want to include. This verse that I'm showing you right now, this is just if I hit the A key once, and he'll keep moving in that direction to the left until I hit any other key. If I hit another one of the keys that I included in the conditional statement, so SD or W, he'll move in another direction. If I hit any other key on the screen, he'll stop, because that's the way if key works. If I want him to only move one step, so I have to keep hitting the key to make him to continue to move, I want to put all of this in another. I need to nest it in another conditional statement, so that's if key pressed equals true. And then I need to close the bracket that goes with this for the nested conditional statement. So now those will all happen only if key press is true, so it's one movement per key press now, so he doesn't just go flying off the screen. You could also do that instead of putting it in it if key pressed. You could actually put all these conditional statements in the key press method. So instead of putting it in draw closes. I'm going to write void key pressed. So this method is only called when the key is pressed. So now it's only that they're all in key press. So it's after draws close, open a new method, void key pressed. And that will give us the same effect. So it's just happening one time, every time that I'm pressing it, he's moving. And so that's basic key movement. If you want to move your objects with the arrow keys, you're going to want to look up on the processing reference guide key coded. Key coded will allow you to use, instead of A, D, W, and S, up, down, left, right as the inputs to make your object move.